rock and roll.
Is hearing okay?
Yeah.
A little quiet, too loud.
Perfect.
All right, we will call our commission meeting to order at 7:01 PM, March 3rd, 2025. We got a full board, really short agenda, so we can get right after it. Let's start with our pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first up, we got the minutes for February 18th, 2025. That was a regular commission meeting. If everything looks good, I'll just need a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as posted.
I'll second that. Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve the minutes as written. The vote.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. Next we have the commissioners report. Kyle, what do you got?
So I guess in the last couple weeks, with the tree committee situation, we did have one meeting. We did collect, grant information from the tree service. So we're going to start working on that. The grant application just opened up today. The deadline is, I think it's April 17th, I believe. So we're gonna get going on that. There is another member that has interest in being part of that tree committee. We'll bring that forward tonight as well. Few other things I have to work on with the tree committee, setting up logins, passwords, stuff like that. There's been some interest in regards to the walking path up north. I did take a drive up there yesterday. There's still quite a bit of snow up there, a lot of mud. I know a lot of people have interest in walking it, but it's just not feasible for the city guys to build a clear path. We'll just have to wait until Mother Nature keeps melting the snow and use it here at a later date. I hate for it to be cleaned and then we're not gonna sand it, salt it, anything like that. Someone slip, trip, fall, and get injured, so. We'll just have to wait until Mother Nature decides to warm up even more and melt it off, so. About all I got for now, and move on.
I got nothing. It's been pretty quiet for me lately, so.
Our professional scribe tonight, so I'm trying to take notes while we go. But I want to follow suit, so I have nothing to add for tonight.
Oh, I'm not gonna have anything either tonight. Quiet, I think in this case is probably a good thing. Yeah.
Just short and sweet. We are making some headway on the lagoon. We got some quotes, which we'll talk about a little bit later, so we can start getting at it. That'd be it.
All right, we are on to modification or approval of the agenda. I know we have a gamut of things. I've got a bunch that I'd like to add. If you guys have extras, or if I grabbed something that you wanted to add, just double down. First, we need to advertise for an open board seat at the Tioga Airport. I would like to throw that on. Tell you what, let's start with the tree committee applicant. We had interest for a member of the tree committee. We can throw that one on old business number 4. Okay, then we'll move to the advertising of the board seat for the Tioga Airport. That would be new business number 6. Oops, sorry. That would now be 7. Got a line locator purchase for the street department, which we would put as number 8 under new business. And we have a special permit for alcohol sale that we'll put at number 9 on new business. Okay, what am I missing?
I just, yeah, some quickly, the tree committee is all I got on my end.
Bear in mind. Pleasure speaking.
I'll make a motion to approve with the modifications of the tree committee, the airport, the line locator, and the liquor license.
I second that.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve the modified agenda. If no questions on it or more additions, we'll move to a vote.
Yes.
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 Okay, motion carries. All right, moving on to old business. Legal, Liz, we see you.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right, very good. Well, I'm not going to break with the very good tradition that we have going on this evening. I don't really have much to share right now. I know we are moving forward with various aspects of the streets litigation. I can tell you that. Probably you should not expect, publicly at least, too many updates. I'm thinking until probably late May. As to status, worth noting for public consumption that we've entered the discovery phase. Now for that litigation, that's an important piece of the litigation, and that's really all I can share. There's some big steps coming in May, and as mentioned, trial in September. Everything else appears to be going pretty swimmingly. I know everyone's been busy, but I don't have too much outside of that for public consumption this evening. If you guys need me, I promise I'll be here and listening and have reviewed the agenda and its contents, so I'll stand by.
Thank you. You guys
Thanks.
have any questions for Liz?
Nope.
Okay, 2. So engineering report, I can't see the TV that well. Is JR Josh Reiner?
He's on.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, we can hear you.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I will follow suit as well. Didn't have any major updates this evening, but if there's any questions or anything for me at this time, I will do my best to answer them.
I just have a question. Are we moving forward on pipeline drainage for 67th Street?
Yes, so we're gonna work through, kind of like we talked at the last meeting, we're gonna work through some suggested revisions to the ordinance on the storm sewer sizing requirements, and then from there we'll be able to kind of refine that down to project and have some further discussion on it.
Okay, thank you.
So Josh, I do have one question. The softball field relocation. Does it look like we're gonna hit our mark, being how we got a bunch of nice warm weather real quick?
I haven't heard anything on the I guess FEMA front. I'll check. I did check with them last week. Our staff that are handling that, they hadn't heard anything, because I guess I was raising questions with sounded like there's some government entities that are, or federal government entities that aren't processing permits at this point. So, but it didn't sound like they were included in that at this point, but waiting to hear more on that front. But I'll do some digging here this weekend, see if we can get any timeline information on that for you guys.
Thank you. Stephen, Jess, do you guys have anything? All right, moving on to number 3 in old business. That's the City of Tioga property insurance. Tracy, we told you we'd be super easy on you. I think we just have one big question, and that was the frequency on that.
Yeah, that's billed annually. Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to really briefly let you guys know that, just like with your homeowner's insurance, even with city buildings, it's important that we keep them insured at their reconstruction cost. So if there is a total loss, a tornado, a fire, destroying a building is considered total, that you're gonna have the money to rebuild it. What's been happening over all these years, and it's been the same across the state, is that they're insured at the amount that they were built for and then never really increased. So like the fire hall is insured for about 800,000. And when we had an underwriter come up and do a reconstruction estimate, he said to replace the fire hall probably would take up almost 2.5 million. So that building is only insured for about a fourth of its real reconstruction value. So that's why we're concerned. And there is a price tag to it to insure all the buildings at reconstruction cost. But, and I appreciate Dan doing all the footwork and going through the list and, getting me information so that we could cover the things that aren't insured. And then also we wanted to get permission from you to increase the value of the building so that they are all insured at that reconstruction value, so that if there's a loss, the city isn't out a lot of money. So I was wondering what questions you might have.
No. I don't think I have any, because we saw the cost and everything last meeting, and it was like an increase of, what,
$12,000
something.
for almost 10,000 million of coverage. So
How much more was it?
it's almost $10 million of increased coverage on all the buildings, and some things that we didn't have insured, like the new concession stand and the new American Legion ball field, for example. And right now, that policy without any changes is running about 24,000 a year. So it'd be about an additional 12. So that's gonna cost more like 36,000 a year to, yeah, to insure. So it does sound like a lot, but you're insuring, let's see, maybe I put it in my other notes.
I honestly don't think it sounds
I mean,
that much more. So, I think it sounds like a Mason. Tyson's probably, I mean, she's right at the tornado ripped through the
Yeah,
falls. Well, there's something, I think all our earthworks soon.
you would be insuring about $36 million of property and paying about 36,000 of premium each year. So their rate is like 10 cents for every $100 insured. So
So I guess as far as at the bottom of the sheet where it shows to be added, there's quite a 15, 13, something like that right there. Are those already added? Are those still needing info to be added?
from the new gazebo down, those have not been added yet, but I do have applications ready. We wanted to make sure that you were okay with increasing the cost of the buildings and adding this new, our list of new stuff there. And I know Dan came previously and kind of wanted to know what should we insure and what should we not insure, and kind of at what number, you know? And I think 10,000 was about the cutoff that maybe you guys felt comfortable in, insuring anything that was over 10,000 in value. So these were the things that we felt the city probably would want to insure.
So you need a motion to renew our insurance with the $12,640 increase to the annual premium.
I guess because this doesn't renew until July, so it would be to increase the building valuations to the reconstruction amounts and to add previously uninsured buildings for property.
Got that? Have any questions on it?
What was the dollar amount again?
Both, both.
So can I ask a question just to make, sorry, just to make sure we have that motion right? So are we creating supplemental coverage to cover those buildings or fixtures prior to July? Or will this become the policy in July at renewal? I guess that's what I want to make sure we're doing one way or the other here.
I would make those changes immediately.
Okay, I appreciate that clarification, Tracy. That's what I want to make sure we're clear about on the record. So that would be effective immediately if the city approves it.
Right.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
So we need to make a motion, I'm just trying to get the wording right, so we need to make a motion to
Increase
increase the,
reconstruction costs of the property. To the recommended values. And add the new list of property.
okay. I will make the motion to increase reconstruction costs of properties to the recommended value of $12,640. In addition to add, the new properties that were listed to the
Okay.
plan. I second that.
All right. How about this? We got a motion and a second to upgrade our insurance in town. Make it? I don't want to, no.
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay, move to a vote.
Yes.
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 Okay, that motion carries.
I do plan to be back again for some other smaller things. For example, I need to get with some of the other buildings because there's also personal property coverage. For example, we do insure the community center, but we don't have any personal property inside insured. So all the equipment inside, desks and things, right, at this time, there's no coverage for those. But I want to get with City Hall, get with the police station and the other ones to see too, where, you know, if we need to increase or add property coverage there too. And then there's some optional coverages that you can consider too, but that's we're kind of taking this in steps. So trying to get the most important stuff done first and then kind of work on it in phases, so.
I'm sure it's been a lot of work. Thank you very much. And thank you.
Dan Larson has
Yeah, thank you
done
for
so
your
much work. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Getting pictures and going out and getting, you know, finding all the costs of everything when it was purchased and blueprints and everything, so. Anything else? No?
Can I
Thank you.
Sorry, one more question for Tracy. As you're doing that supplemental work, Tracy, and I don't know how it works for municipal coverage on personal property, but sometimes those things are interchangeable. Sometimes they're traded in and out. Sometimes maintaining an itemized list is difficult, at least to keep current. Dan had mentioned at a prior meeting, I think, the possibility of an umbrella policy, which is usually a little more flexible. Is that something
Oh.
you might investigate to tender to the city? It's just a thought. You don't need to tell us
Right,
tonight, but he
right.
mentioned that.
Right, they really recommend putting all of the buildings under what's called a blanket, endorsement of blanket policy. And the reason why you would do that is because if there was a building that was demoed and something new put in its place, then, for the rest of that policy period, there's still money there, there's still some coverage for it. But then at renewal, we would want to get them the new information and make sure that everything's up to date. But it's just kind of a safety But another reason for having that blanket policy too is if you put your stuff on a blanket policy, they give you an additional 25%. If there was a total loss and it would cost more than what you have that building insured for. So that's a really good perk, is to have it on a blanket policy too. So, to have it on a blanket policy, it has to be the buildings that are at 100% reconstruction cost value, which I've asked if you guys, if you guys would do that today. There are some older buildings and things and properties that can't be on the blanket because they're old, or just like outdoor property, they don't do that for like scoreboards and like poles and, lights and all that kind of stuff too, but that was another, another kind of like another step that will kind of come back and talk to you about to get approval for. And so, and there's some other things too, that you can put on for optional coverage in case there was to be, a lot of damage, like a big tornado over through town and stuff like that. So maybe we'll be back in maybe 2 weeks or a month and we can kind of finish this up. Okay. Liz, I don't know, did I answer your
Yep.
question or?
You did. I was particularly interested in you speaking to the recon costs. Those seem a little bit conservative in light of current construction, and I was aware that allows some bonus and wiggle room. So I appreciate you kind of previewing that for us, Tracy. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Kyle, do you want this one? Number 4, tree committee appointment.
Yeah, I'll take it. So there was a gentleman that wrote a letter of interest. I'll read it here. Says, I'm ready to express interest in volunteering to sit in on the tree committee. I've been working on the street department for the city of Tyler for the last 8 years. A background of 15 years is in landscape construction. I feel like I have some good input on the tree committee. Sincerely, Jason Steele. So, we do have one more position or spot, I guess, on the board. So I feel he'd be a great candidate, so I'd make a motion to approve him for a member of the tree committee.
I'll second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve Jason Steele as a member of the tree committee. There's no questions about that, which I hope there's not. Move to a vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Imagine anyone would care, but I will abstain just for sake.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. With me here, guys. All right, we are on to new business. So new business number 5 is Triangle Electric quote for the lift station.
Yes. So basically what we're asking for here is at the lift stations, we're having issues during the extreme weather, things freezing up. And obviously that's not a good thing. With this quote, they would be installing explosion-proof heaters in the lift station. This is an all-in. This has anywhere from running the wire, digging the trenches, and hooking it up to a new breaker. The total comes out to $16,299.44. But the main thing, this is going to keep the pumps running when it's -50 out.
Okay, I do not want to rain on your parade. I promise I'm not. But we're out of winter for the most part. As far as I know, this is the only quote I've got, right?
I was told there was more quotes, but apparently this is the only one that made it here.
Can we reach out to the other guys that you got quotes from and just see if they're declining to bid or? Yeah, I think it has to happen. It needs to happen. It gets cold up here.
Yeah,
My
I
concern
will
is,
see if I can find those. And then we can compare them and go from there. I know they were having some issues. A lot of people were declining to give quotes, between just not wanting to come out here. And I just know there has been some issues getting quotes, but
When does it come up? Like too far or what?
too far. They said they don't want to come work on the lagoon. There's been a couple different reasons, but a lot of it's been too far. I've seen, it wasn't for this, but another quote where the company did send us, the travel cost of loan was more than half of it. It was insane. But let me talk with my guys and see what I can come up with.
That'd be all right with you? Just give me like 2 weeks to reach out to some of the people I work with, electricians on a daily basis that do this type of stuff for me.
Absolutely. If we can get it down, then that'll be that.
Sometimes if you save a little, little money here and there, you can actually get a lot more, something better. Hey, all you, we got PCOs, our favorites.
Yeah, all right, so David with FCI and start with PCO 25. This would be for the community center edition. As all these PCOs are, they're coming out of the contractors contingency, but so PCO 25 is for additional data and power. So this was for RFI 50, which was audio visual power and data. That was added for the city's audio and visual contractor, who is going to be installing TVs and displays in there, and there was no power or data supplied to those areas. That was to be. I don't know if that contractor was signed up after the design was done, but there was no power shown in those areas for those items. So that was RFI 50. And then RFI 52, which was, we did a walk with Haley and Dan, and there was a few items that they wanted to add before we closed in walls. And those were 2 dedicated outlets in the new activity room for future activities. And then I believe they added 4 other outlets in one of the corridors for potential Coke machines and other items.
Can you explain to the group what the contractor's contingency means?
So the contractor, so this job is a CMAR job, which is a construction manager at risk. And so when we receive the documents from the architect, we give you a GMP, which is a guaranteed maximum price that we will not exceed. And within that GMP, we have a 3% contingency that we include for items just like this that were either overlooked in the design or wants of the owner. So we have that money sitting in a fund that can be used to make your building better or overcome design issues or other items that come up. And so FCI is an open book company. We allow you guys to see these items being moved back and forth, or the money being moved back and forth. Some contractors, they take that contingency as their own and just use that as their discretion. And so I believe in your, in your budget that you had of, I don't know what it was, it's a project on 16 million or something. There was an owner's contingency in there also that we are not going to touch. And
So what happens to the unused contractor's contingency dollars?
so that is given back to you guys. Yeah. And so, but just to be aware, so our fee is based on the GMP. So even if those dollars are given back, I mean, we're not making any more money off of any of these items that are being added.
No, but it costs us a little more every time something gets added. I don't know what potentially could have been the final bill, right? Yeah, sure, I know that, yeah. So we need power, we need data, I think this is a good one, I've looked this through like over and over again. A lot of this is kind of like things that Haley seen that she wanted, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, as we walk through, obviously it's easier to add outlets before the walls are sheetrocked. I know she's added outlets in the existing building after the fact. It's easier and cheaper to do it before the sheetrock.
Hey guys, let's do these one by one, so we got 25 right now, PCO 25.
I'll make a motion to approve FCI's PCO number 25 for additional data and power. Small. $1,448.67.
I believe it's 2,900
Oh, because there's two of them. Oh. Should be up there. Okay, so scratch that amount. Amount will be $2,984 even.
Well, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve PCO number 25 in the amount of $2,984. Any discussion on that one? Okay, we'll move to a vote.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
And that motion carries. PCO number 26.
Yep, so this is for a antifreeze loop in the fire suppression system at the racquetball court. So the racquetball court walls extend past all the roof structures around it. So every wall in the racquetball court is an exterior wall. And so to get fire suppression pipes into the ceiling space, provide fire suppression coverage, and has to go through the exterior wall, which leaves it susceptible to freezing. And so this would be to add a antifreeze loop in that area to make sure that the fire suppression system does not freeze, and it protects the city's investment of that area.
How much additional piping is gonna have to be added to this roof?
There's approximately, I'd have to take back through the change order, but I believe it's like 40 feet. And then most of it is for the redesign and the antifreeze itself.
We need to redesign.
Also, this system is a delegated design. So our subcontractor designs the system off of the contract documents that are supplied by the mechanical engineer. So the mechanical engineer lays out zones and occupancy rates that they have to meet. And then they lay out any sort of special systems, which this would be a special system. And there was, so during the initial delegated design of this system, there was nothing called out on the plans to protect this area. And so as we went to install the fire suppression system, our contractor said, well, wait, we can't put these pipes in the exterior wall. There's 6 feet of exterior wall sticking up all around the building. And so we went back to the drawing board and figured out a solution to proceed.
Is there any dry standpipes in that new addition?
No, and so,
They're all wet.
yeah, and so we looked at doing a dry system. Dry system would be approximately twice as expensive as an antifreeze system. We looked at other options, including wall sprinkler systems, but they have to be within 12 inches of the ceiling. That, we still have 6 feet of exterior wall to go up. So in the end, the antifreeze loop is the best solution to like this.
How did you miss that? $16 million addition. How do you miss the most important part of that addition?
So I've been doing this for 17 years. There is no design is perfect and no, everyone makes mistakes per se. I guess that would be a question for the APC of why this was not thought of before we went to install per se. But that is,
In that scenario, is this gonna cost us more to install it now after the fact, or is it still close enough to the?
well, no, so I stopped them, so they stubbed pipes in, and they were gonna run exposed in the rack ballroom, right, which doesn't really work. That's the only way they could install their pipes. So I stopped them from installing pipes and worked on a solution. So you are not paying for anything twice. You know, if this would have been on the original design, you would have had to pay extra for it anyways. So it's not like you paid for this twice per se, you know.
All right, last design flaw, right? It'll keep passing off.
I will, you know. No design is perfect. And that is all that I know.
Oh, you know more about this than anybody.
Yeah, I mean, we need it. Unfortunately, it's gonna cost $6,399, but gotta happen. So I'll make a motion to pay the change order number 26 in the amount of $6,399.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve PCO number 26 on the amount of $6,399. Move to a vote.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Number 27. Be the easy one, right?
Okay, so this one is in the break room. There was in the casework drawings, there was a opening in the casework for a dishwasher. The dishwasher is not needed for daily. And so to fill that space, we propose putting a double trash bin pull out. So it'd be like at your house where you pull the casework out and there's 2 trash cans. And so that cost is listed here. If there's nothing else done, we would still need to, there would still be some cost. Unless you want to leave raw edges on the cabinets, because when the dishwasher goes in, you don't have finished edges on both sides of your cabinets. So I would assume that'll be in between $250 to $400 to finish those 2 ends of the cabinets.
This is coming with the cabinet base, right? That's what.
Yeah.
So. It's probably my fault that we steered away from the dishwasher because we have that nice big kitchen. And I thought it was a little ridiculous to have a dishwasher and not that far away from a kitchen that has a dishwasher.
Sure.
So my question is I think we talked about nixing it because it would save money. Wouldn't it be just as cheap to throw a dishwasher in there now? I mean, it's like a $709 garbage can. There's a sink in there,
There is a sink in there.
so there's no plumbing that needs to be done.
Well, no, yeah, you just do it over. I think the only pricing that would have to happen is electrical. There was no electrical shown at that dishwasher location.
So that was gonna be an addition too. I get it.
Please repeat that.
There was no electrical provisions in there in the first place. So that would have to have been added. It's called PCO number 28. To have a dishwasher there, so they pull the dishwasher. And now a garbage can's going there.
That doesn't make any sense.
Sir, okay, so we are on a yes or no on garbage can. And face, cabin face. So we don't.
Yes, the cabin face will be there, there'll be slats.
Yeah.
I believe there's, I'd have to inspect, but I'd assume they're soft close. But. No, I don't think they're remote. But yes, it has a face framing. Yes,
Are we for sure there's no electrical for that dishwasher?
there was no electrical shown though in documents. That is why there was no credit.
Does that mean there's no plugins above there on the counter?
Yeah, there's plugins above and everything. There's no
But there's no just dedicated one for the
outlet
dishwasher?
below counter.
Good thinking, Jack, I get it. It's important.
I think we need to table it and need to have a bid brought forward in regards to the electrical option, if we were to X the washer option where the sides were faceplate.
Okay, so you wanna price it that, because the appliances are by owner. So.
No, I get that, but that way we know which, because
I'm sure you want.
if we say we want to approve this change order for the dishwasher or whatever, then we're gonna have to come back and get a change order number 28 for electrical.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be $1,500 there. You know, so I mean, so it's just, we need to know our options.
For sure. So you want the option of the electrical for the dishwasher, and you want an option with the finish faces.
Yep.
Then the third option would be the trash one that you already have, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And we'll, because this isn't a high priority where it needs to be decided on tonight. We can.
No, I mean, casework's probably coming in by 6 weeks.
We can push out another couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then after we have everything in front of us, then we can decide.
Yeah.
Which route we want to go. So I make a motion to table this PCO number 27 until we find or collect more information.
Second thought?
Okay, we got a motion and a second to table PCO number 27. Any other discussion on that? Move to a vote.
Yes.
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 Okay, that motion carries. I think that's it.
All right,
Sorry, man, don't mean to be like.
no, you're good. Thank you guys.
All right, new business number 7, this one is, we'll need approval to advertise for the open airport board seat.
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve advertisement for the open airport seat. I think we have to advertise 2 weeks.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the advertisement of the open airport board seat. Need to vote.
Yes.
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 Okay, motion carries. Number H, that's for the line locator. Stephen, do you want to take that?
Sure. So I would like to make a motion to purchase a new line locator at the price of $639. Basically, we had one, we sent it off to get it fixed, it's broken. They said to repair it, we're going to be roughly the cost of a new one, so we're looking to get a new one. Each truck needs one. We have just 1 and 2 trucks right now, so we need to purchase one.
They're used, they're needed.
It's just something that we have to have.
I second that.
Okay, Stephen, you made the motion? Yes, Smith. Oh, I missed it. You made the motion?
Yeah, I made a motion, then I made an argument after that. You second.
Okay. All right, we got a motion and a second to approve the purchase of a new line locator.
$639.
Okay, for $639. We'll move to a vote.
Yes.
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 Okay, motion carries. Okay, number 9, we have a application for a special permit to sell alcohol for a family function. Just need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the special permit to sell alcohol out at the golf course. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the special permit to sell alcohol at the golf course or it's a family function.
I believe it's for the golf course or the country clubs to do it, or is that necessary?
Yeah, we're-
I amend my motion to, I guess it doesn't even say, that's it on here.
Just say title of the ball, what is your country club?
Right.
Instead of saying that.
I think it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve the liquor license for the Talbot Country Club. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the special permit or liquor license for the Tioga Golf Course. We'll move to a vote.
Yes.
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 Motion carries. And we are on to the consent approval.
I'll move to approve the consent.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Move to a vote.
Yes.
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 Okay, motion carries. And lastly, I need a motion to adjourn unless anybody has anything they want to talk about. Really want to watch our boys beat up on Ray tonight. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. We'll move to a vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Yes.
Good enough.
We are adjourned at 7:49 PM.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Liz.
You struggle, it was like. The same sort of thing that I